Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Talina, and today we have a very serious video that I need to film. Okay, it's become very apparent to me, especially in the past, since December, this has become a big problem, and now it's literally April, where I went through a massive shopping spree phase. And I don't know, unfortunately or fortunately added way too many books to my physical TBR. This is really embarrassing, but for a grand total, I have 223 books on my physical TBR, which compared to some people, that's like really bad. Compared to some people, it's not bad at all. But for me, personally, I don't like having that many books on my physical TBR, especially when so many books have been on my TBR for so long. So this won't be in this video, but soon I would like to film a video where I read the books that have been on my TBR for the longest. But for today, I think that this is just going to be like a mood reading vlog, mood reading my physical TBR. For this video, I think I'm definitely going to be sticking to books that are like up to here. But for some reference, I'm going to embarrass myself here. I'm going to show you all the spots that my physical TBR is located. Okay, I know you can't see me anymore. I'm still sitting down. But I haven't read any books on this shelf or this shelf. Next, for this shelf, I just have the books I'm currently reading on either audiobook or Kindle, so I don't need to have them with me. And then this shelf, I like to keep as like my immediate TBR, like the books I want to go to next. So like I said, I'll be sticking to these books in this video. To show you the rest of it, I had to take it out of the tripod because I have two bookshelves I haven't put up yet, just sitting there, so it wasn't working with the tripod. But I have this entire TBR cart filled to the brim full of books. And then last week, we just put together this bookshelf and every single book on there. No, that's a lie. On the bottom, I've read those. Except for the 3 books on the end, I haven't. I'm sorry, my boyfriend came in, I got distracted. But every book from there up, I have not read. Okay, so that brings me to being embarrassed. Like, I don't like having that many books on my physical TBR. I keep the ones up here on there because they're hardcovers and they don't fit on my TBR cart that well. But I honestly don't like having a whole bookshelf to physical TBR. In the past, I've been able to keep it just to my cart, and that's the way I like to have it. So my goal for this year is to bring it back to that point. Like, I don't like having over like 100 books on my physical TBR. But for my reads for this video, I'm currently reading Enchantra. This is the second book. I don't know what the series is called, but the first one was called Phantasma. I enjoyed it. I wasn't crazy about it. However, I think if I was in like the perfect mood for that book, I would have loved it. So I'm really excited for this one. So far, it's good. I mean, I'm on page 45, so not too far to get an opinion. I'm enjoying it so far. This does come out on Tuesday, so I'm really excited to be up to date with the rest of the world reading this when it comes out. Next, I always have an audiobook going, and I'm listening to Ruthless Fae. This is the second book in Zodiac Academy series. I am loving this. I love the first book. I read it in my last vlog, gave it 5 stars. Super excited for this series because of how it started out for me, so I'm really excited to read this. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what page I'm on since it's on my phone, listening to the audiobook, but I'm around page 100, I think. Haven't read in a few days since this is the weekend and I've been sick. I'm thankfully just getting over it. It took a whole week, but things will be getting back to normal for me now, so really excited to get back into this, listening to it. I do like the audiobook. It is my first like graphic audio book that I've listened to. I'm not crazy about that. Like, I don't really like the music and stuff playing in the background, especially since I like to listen to it like pretty fast, so the music kind of makes it goofy. But I do like it. I like the cast and everything else, so really enjoying that. First of all, sorry about the rain. I realize it's like pretty loud. It's been in quite a few of my clips recently, which kind of sucks, but it's cozy to me, so hopefully other people like it. But last but not least, I am reading Lady of Darkness. This is my workbook. I read one at home, audiobook one at work. I'm on chapter 4 of this. I'm reading it on my Kindle since this thing is huge. I'm obviously not very far at all since I'm only on chapter 4, but no defining thoughts about it so far. Anyways, I'm going to go finish editing the video that's coming out before this one, and then I'll go read Enchantra. So many books to read in such little time. And that is basically how I feel every single day, looking at all of these books here that I own but haven't read. Anyways, it is now Tuesday evening, and I have updates. I am pleased to inform you that all 3 of these books are eating. We'll go one by one here. Lady of Darkness. I've been reading this one the longest so far. Started it at work, but then, you know, I got sick, blah, 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 so I wasn't really reading it. But so far, yesterday and today, I dove into this book. I'm on chapter 19 right now. This is good. This is good. Everybody seems to compare this to Throne of Glass, and I can see the comparisons. I can see how this could be extremely predictable so far. Like, at least like one part, yeah, I know. like I know what's happening. Anyways, we'll see where this takes us, but she's like a deadly assassin. That's sort of the vibe so far, so that goes really hand in hand with Throne of Glass, at least with that. There's something I want to say, but I don't know if it's like a spoiler, like it takes a little bit to get into that, so I won't say too much. She is a deadly assassin. She's a baddie. There's something going on, lots of lies, lots of secrets. I'm very interested to see where this series takes us, so I'm loving this so far. This just came out today. I'm loving it. I'm on page 164. Anyways, this book. So basically, she is trying to find out more information about her mother who passed away like in the very start of book 1. So she reaches out to somebody who like she finds a photograph of this man and her mom back in the day, way before her time. So she reaches out to him. She travels to meet him. Ends up getting trapped in like this deadly trial situation, just like book 1, but different. Like, I'm not thinking about book 1 at all while reading this, which I love. She has to enter a marriage of convenience to help her odds in these deadly trials, we'll say. The trials haven't started yet, but I am loving this so far. I'm loving the MMC. I love marriage of convenience and like fake dating and all that, so very excited for that. My neighbor went by, so I got distracted, but anyways, I love deadly trials as well. That is something that I really like in a book. I also love that this book and Phantasma are separated by like little parts. I love when a book has like a part 1, part 2, but like this one specifically, like round 1 of the hunt, love it. But anyways, those are my thoughts about this so far. Loving it. And last we have Zodiac Academy book 2, Ruthless Fae. I'm loving this, but I keep forgetting to mention that the audiobook, like there's 2 FMCs in this and they're twin sisters. And so chapter by chapter, like they go back and forth, but the audiobook doesn't say that it's the end of the chapter and that we're in Tori's point of view. So that's a little confusing. So I can't really tell their perspectives apart and like know what's happening for which sister, which kind of sucks, but it's not really taking away too much. But I am loving this so much. I just love the magic system, the world, the university, what's going on, the whole plot. I love it when all of my reads are eating. Kind of odd that they're all fantasy. Like usually I like to kind of switch it up with genres for books I'm reading at the same time. But the fact that none of these are taking away from the other books is great. It is now Friday and I have some great updates for you guys. I did finish Enchantra the day after I last filmed. I love this book. I ended up giving it a 4 star. I really love the setting of this book. I love the 2 characters. I love them more than the first like book's characters, so that was a win. The only thing I wasn't too like crazy about, I felt like the ending was pretty rushed and it was kind of I don't know, just for me personally, I was like, okay, that was kind of anticlimactic, I feel like. Anyways, that's just my personal opinion. I did still really enjoy this book. Right after Enchantra, I jumped straight into the Conditions of Will. I'm only on chapter 5, page 36, so not too far at all. So I don't have very many opinions. So far it's pretty good. I mean, I love Jess's writing so much. This is a very highly anticipated read for me. I am a huge Magnolia Parks fan. It's one of my top favorite series. So I'm super excited about this, but I'm so nervous. I am still reading these 2 books. For Lady of Darkness, I'm on page 236. I am still really enjoying this book. It's not like, I'm not super crazy invested in it, but I am really enjoying it every time I'm reading it. Like there's nothing that I have against it right now. So far, I mean, I think the plot could pick up a little bit, but I think we're right at the point where it's about to. But yeah, really enjoying this book. Anyways, I'm on page 268 of this, still been listening to the audiobook. I'm really enjoying this still. This series has very high potential to like be on my god tier series. I gave the first book 5 stars so far. This book is definitely 5 stars. We're right at a very intense moment. Every part of this is pretty intense, so I love that. Still loving the characters, still loving the university, still loving everything about this. Not too much that I can update on since, you know, spoilers, but I think I am halfway through this, so loving it. I'm also almost halfway. I'm like at 47% or something. So anyways, loving these. Okay, I do have an update. I've just been sitting here reading Lady of Darkness, and I just need to say that their back and forth is really irritating me. Mainly just from the FMC. Like, she just changes her mind about something so many times, just goes back, forth. She's either calm and then she's angry, and then she's calm and then she's angry, and it's just slightly annoying to me. Because then it just feels like the plot is just kind of running in circles. I'm like, okay, we've had the same conversation 25 times. Anyways, I just wanted to say that somewhere. I'm going to stay here and keep reading. I lied. I just wanted to elaborate really quick. They just keep asking each other the same questions, the FMC and the MMC. They, like, don't fully trust each other yet, and they keep asking each other literally the same exact questions. And then the other one will deflect with the question that they keep asking. And then she'll deflect with the question she's asking. And then it's just back and forth. And that's what this whole book has been so far. So that's all about that. I'm still like really enjoying it. I still do really like the plot. I just hope it picks up soon because I'm not a fan of repeating conversations 100 times. It's now Sunday. We have many things to talk about. First of all, if you can hear like the weed whacking in the back, ignore that. Someone down the road is doing something, but there's always something in the background of my videos, right? Anyways, I finished Lady of Darkness just now. I have very conflicting feelings about this. This is kind of all over the place because I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I didn't. First things first, like the main thing I didn't like about this was the FMC. She was so irritating to me. The back and forth that she would play with the MMC was so aggravating. Like 1 second it was, oh, you lied to me. I hate you. And then 2 seconds later is, we're fine again, you know? We're fine. Everything's fine. That was just really annoying to me that they just never got the chance to like talk things out. And so she would just constantly say, you lied to me. And he was like, no, I haven't been able to tell you yet. Anyways. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like the whole back and forth, the whole, I'm gonna pick this fight with you for no reason. Not that I don't mind that sort of like plot at all, it's just this book was extremely predictable. Like I knew what was coming from the end, from the very beginning. Like, I don't know. I just predicted everything. It was I gave it 3 stars. I don't think I'm actually going to continue the series right now. As for another update, for my number that I'm at, good and bad news here, okay? So last night, my friend who owns a bookstore, she had an event with Caitlin Taylor, a local author. I've talked about both of these things multiple times, but in different videos. Anyways, she had an event last night and I did some shopping. I will go through them really quick, but just to preface, I did remove some other books from my list that I basically have tried to read multiple times, and I'm not vibing with it. So I took it back off my list. Maybe I'll go to it like someday, but I've tried so many times. So I just took it back off. So now my number is 224, even with these purchases, and I hope to read one of them like immediately, so it's fine. First of all, these 2 books I got, they were recommendations from one of the women I met there, so I got them just, she was talking great things about them, you know? Next, my friend who owns the bookstore is reading this one right now, had great things to say about it. It's a whole, like, why choose situation, and I need more of those. Like, I've run out, so I got that. Next, I got Dark Fae. This is a series that takes place after Zodiac Academy, and since I'm loving that series, you know, had to get this to go into afterwards. And then last, I got a new release. So this one, it doesn't count. I got Fearless. This book is huge. So much bigger than the other ones. I was gonna wait until this came out in paperback because the other books in the series that I have are paperback, but I got major FOMO, so I decided to pick it up now. I think right now I'm gonna just read The Conditions of Will that's inside. I'm gonna go grab that. I'm on page like 100 right now. Take a little break from the fantasy for a while. Anyways, I will be back with more updates. I am going to continue Lady of Darkness, I've decided. It's just that book was so, she was so irritating. Okay, it is Wednesday evening now, and I have quite a few updates. First of all, I won't talk too much about this since it's not a part of this video. It wasn't on my physical TBR, but I decided to DNF book 2 of Lady of Darkness. The FMC just was not getting any less annoying, and I read reviews, and it doesn't get better in this book or the 3rd book, so I was like, it's just not worth it to me right now. So I put it to the side, so now I have time for other books for this video, which is good. I've made some good progress in Ruthless Fae. I'm on chapter 32, just got this much left. I'm super close to being done. So hopefully I'll finish the audiobook for this tomorrow. And then I'll have to decide for book 3. I don't know if I'm gonna have to purchase the audiobook or if I should just switch to reading this on my Kindle. I haven't decided yet. I am really enjoying the audiobook, so I might see about just getting them because they're not on Libby for me anymore. I think this one might be. I'm not sure how long my wait might be, but I think after this book they're not available. I don't know. I'll have to do my research on that. I am still reading The Conditions of Will. It's inside. I haven't read it too much recently. I haven't been reading much at home. From what I remember, I think I'm definitely over 50% by now. I'm really enjoying that one, by the way. Oh, I didn't even talk about how I'm liking these. Like I said, really enjoying that one. It's kind of tough for me to get into at first because there was a lot of just a lot of religious talk, and that's just an odd topic for me, and I just didn't like reading about it too much. but now it's more like character focused. I love that the main character has like, she learned how to read body language because of her family past. So she's able to like look at somebody and by their facial expressions like tell if they're lying or I don't know, all these things. So that's a really interesting perspective to be in, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm also really enjoying like her older brother, like getting to know more about him, but I'm a little iffy on something she's doing to another one of her brothers. I'm like, why are you doing that to him? I do really like it, and I'm scared for the ending because I feel like it could make me cry. I honestly wish that I was annotating it. Like, I've underlined once, but there's so many quotes where I wish I had my pen and I annotated it. So I think this is a book in the future that I could fully come back to and annotating. Jessica Hastings' writing is just so lyrical, so beautiful. The quotes are phenomenal. As for this book, I am really enjoying this. I did love the first book. I loved like I talked about it before, but like the whole universe, magic system, blah, 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 characters, all of that, gave it 5 stars. That one is like, the male main characters are bullying the 2 female main characters because they want them gone. This book is their revenge. Just loving it. I'm loving how they're doing something to every single one of the guys from the first character, and I love it so much. So yeah, really enjoying the series so far. And then today at work, I finally started Heavenly Bodies. I've been really excited to start this book. I didn't read too much. I only got to chapter 6, page 32. This started off strong. It started off with her getting kidnapped. So that was a great hook for me. I love a strong hook that just yanks you in immediately. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. I almost forgot to mention as well, my TBR number went down like crazy because I went through my whole collection and I got through a bunch of books. I was like, some were books that I've purchased that I was just like, I'm not gonna read it. Like, out of all the books I have, I'm never going to choose this one. So today I went to a bunch of local libraries, like little free libraries, stuffed them full of books, and then I have a bag of books to bring to my friend's bookstore. So now my number is down to 210, which it's still a lot, but I like getting that number back down. It is now the next day, and I've got some pretty good updates for you guys. Last night, after I recorded, I just sat down and finished the end of Ruthless Fae. I did give this book 5 stars as well. I loved it so much. I can't go into too many more details besides the fact that the first book is about like them kind of getting bullied by the original heirs of this world, and this one is about their revenge against them, and I loved it. I loved every single minute of this book. Today, I started the audiobook for book 3. I really like the cover of this one. I love the blue. This one is where they start to get a bit longer, so that's fun. How many pages is this? It's over 630 pages, which isn't too bad for this book, I think. As they go on, I'm pretty sure one is like 1,000 pages, so that's crazy. But they go so fast. Like, just today, I got up to page 97, so easy. Anyways, this one is not a graphic audio, and the first 2 were, and I wasn't sure if I liked it at first, but honestly, I kind of did. It was kind of goofy to me because I listened to them like super fast, super sped up, because I cannot listen to them at one speed. It's just way too slow for me. But so that made the graphic audio kind of silly because the music would just be super sped up. But I kind of liked it. Like, when I started this, I was like, oh wait, it's so quiet. I don't know. I like it both, but I was just kind of shocked by that. I'm excited to start like getting into the romance. Like, this has been kind of a like slow burn romance, I guess. It's also interesting because I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in this video, but with the graphic audio, it wouldn't say like when it was a new chapter, it wouldn't say whose perspective we were in. So the 2 twin girls, Darcy and Tori, like, I honestly don't know which one is which and which guy they're into. So I kind of do like for this audiobook, they do announce like whose perspective you're in, so now I can figure out which girl's which. I also love that as this goes on, like, we're getting more people's perspectives, which is really exciting. So love this. As for Heavenly Bodies, I didn't do too much progress today, but I'm on page 52. I'm enjoying it so far. I definitely have so many other things holding my attention right now, but I do want to love this. So I'm not sure how much I'll read that tomorrow, because today and definitely tomorrow I've been trying to make a lot of progress in the Conditions of Will, just because my book club pick, I want to read that book at like home while I'm at home, read this one at work because I can just read it on my Kindle. And our book club is in like less than 2 weeks, so I really want to get this done and start that book. So this is my main priority right now. I'm on page 306. Those are all the updates I have for right now. I'm thinking this video will probably be over once I finish the Conditions of Will. I'll be back with more updates later. It's just a bit later and I'm super close to finishing the Conditions of Will, so I just wanted to give some last updates. I'm on page 383. I just wanted to say I am enjoying this book. I love Jessa's writing. I do love like the little not parallel, but like crossover we've gotten to Magnolia Parks. That was insane. I do like the idea of this book. Like, I like that she can read people. I love the family drama. Like, it's also insane. But I don't like the way the female main character is like handling everything that's like going on. I don't want to speak about it too much because spoilers as always. But basically the whole idea of this book is that like her father passed away, so she went back to her like home city. She has a lot of family trauma, like a lot. And her brother is in like recovering alcoholic, and he brings his sponsor along to the funeral. Her and her brother have always been really close, and it's just been like the two of them against the world. The rest of the family has been like horrible to them growing up, and her brother is gay, and that's like they're going back to her hometown is like one of those southern homophobic towns. So anyways, like I said, it's been the two of them against the world, and she falls in love with his sponsor immediately, might I say. Very insta love. I'm not against insta love, but this book is like extreme insta love. Like it's and basically her brother is also like into his sponsor. And I just don't like the way they handled that with their brother. Like he's already going through so much trauma, and like there's a lot going on with the whole family dynamic. And you learn something that kind of crushes him and like everybody. So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that. And like I said, I've never like have been against insta love, but this is 7 days. 7 days. So anyways, I'm not enjoying it, but it's also just not like my most favorite book ever, I would say. Okay, everybody, it's been a couple of days, and I have my final updates for you guys. First, that same night that I last filmed, I did finish The Conditions of Will. I settled on a 3.75 for this book for many reasons. First of all being that this isn't my normal like type of book, neither is like Magnolia Parks. I don't usually pick up like, I guess you could just call this sort of like fiction. It's not 100% romance, I would say. I don't usually just pick that up unless it's literally super popular and I want to know what the hype is about. This one I picked up because, you know, Magnolia Parks is one of my god tier series and I want to read everything she writes now. So for that kind of, I don't want to say it hindered my experience, but it's just not my normal type of book, right? Next being like, I did inherently like this book, but there were quite a few things that I didn't fully like. I've already sort of gone over the premise, but the things that I liked that she was a body reader. Like she could fully read emotions, and the slightest change on your face she could tell if you were like surprised, if you were lying, all these things. And that was really cool to be in her head while she could just read all of these people. I did really like the family dynamic, the drama, everything about that kept me very interested. I did not like, see, this one's tough because I didn't like what her and her brother were like doing to each other, but at the same time, like I felt like it was very human. Like it felt very real, like the not wanting to hurt him, and then he felt betrayed, and they just, I didn't like that, but again, it was very human, so it was very realistic. So those were my thoughts about that book. Now I just want to talk about everything I've read since then so we could get a final update on my book number. I am still reading Heavenly Bodies and the Third Zodiac Academy right there. Still enjoying both a lot. I love Zodiac Academy. That's like becoming one of my new favorite series ever. Heavenly Bodies I'm not like crazy about yet, but I'm not that far in either. Anyways, right after The Conditions of Will, I talked about how I wanted to read my in-person book club book because that's coming up soon. I read it that same night, got like 15 pages in, and I hated it. I feel like I'm gonna get attacked for this, but that was Say You'll Remember Me. Before we get into it, this is my first Abby Jimenez book, and I really did want to start with her older books first, and I feel like I'm sticking with that. I still want to go to the book club even though I only got like 15 pages in. I want them all to motivate me to read this, but I don't think I was in the right mood for this. It was extremely cringy. I did not like the ACOTAR reference. I don't like modern references in books at all. I hated this. Every sentence. I don't know. I think I have to be in the right mood, and I want to read her older books again so that I'll fall in love with her writing the way everyone else did, and like they're all interconnected standalones, and I feel like doing that will motivate me to pick this up again one day. The cover's beautiful. And I want her to be like one of my favorite authors because she's everybody else's favorite author. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick with picking up her older books first. I also read Lore Olympus Volume 1. I was really, really excited for this book. I haven't read too many graphic novels. I've just read like Amulet when I was a lot younger and then Heartstopper. I love them both. So I wanted to get into more graphic novels. And the idea of this book seems so cool. Like, I love Greek mythology. So I thought that was going to be a really cool aspect in this book. I hated it, guys. I gave it 2 stars. I didn't like it. It was very, very pick me. I would have eaten this up when I was a lot younger. I don't know. I didn't like it. It was like, it's one of those, you wouldn't want to be with someone like me. No, it's just, I didn't like it. I love the illustrations. I love the art. Like, it was really cool. And I love reading a graphic novel again. So for all of those things is why I gave it a 2-star. But for the actual, like, plot, I didn't like it. Did love the Greek mythology aspect, though. I will read anything Greek mythology over and over and over and never get tired of it. Last but not least, I did start Fearless last night. This book is chunky and I'm really nervous for it. I really like Powerless. I did not like Reckless that much, like at all. It was very predictable. So I'm curious to see how I'm gonna feel about this one. Hopefully with how much is in here, it'll kind of redeem the second book. So far everybody's rating it pretty highly, so I'm excited for that. And with all the reading that I've done recently, that brought me down to 207 books. We started at 223, so I also unhauled a bunch of books, and going through my list, I found a few that I had already read that I didn't take off the list, and I, of course, finished a few books. I'm happy with that. I want to get it down to 200 before I buy some more books. Fingers crossed. I am going to my friend's bookstore with another one of my friends this week, so we'll see about that. But I never know what to say at the end of videos. I guess just thanks again for watching. Have a great day. See you later.